back. Views from the Chair podcast. John, and Dill live from our humble abodes. Oh man, how was the weekend, man?
I was just thinking every time I look in the background, like whenever I do go suburbs, I'm gonna really miss just having an apartment.
It's definitely, yeah.
There's definitely inconveniences about living in apartments. Like you don't have like a backyard and whatnot, but there's like a very like understated convenience of having an apartment.
It's just, I feel like what I took for granted was it was so compact.
Everything
Everything right there.
I can clean everything.
Everything.
In 3 hours, I could organize all my clothes, scrub everything, bathroom spotless. And like if somebody's coming over, 30 minutes. I can make this presentable.
15, we can get presentable.
I've definitely got 15 on.
Finish 15, quick vacuum, toss this shit, shut the door, blade.
Money, for sure.
Yeah, man. I feel like the only thing with the house is just depending on the size. It really is the space, like you said, cleaning.
Oh, and then if you have kids too, like you gotta like factor in that as well. It's like your kid will fucking make a mess.
Yeah,
they'll make a mess.
Realize it.
They'll make a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we delayed this podcast a couple of times. Tuesday I was at Trey's practice, so we couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday I was at my uncle's funeral. It went a little long. So I couldn't do it. So now we're at Thursday. Week's been good. Funeral was beautiful. Dude, I was going to say I don't love a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
But I really appreciate a good funeral. Like a well-done funeral, I really appreciate them a lot. So it was nice. It had to be at least 200 people, if not 250 there. I was there and I was like, this is dope. And I was like, I hope this is how my funeral is. Not like people amount, but like, you know how like when people speak about somebody and you can tell when it's genuine?
Yeah.
Because they reference it. Like if motherfuckers get up there and talk and they're like, yeah, like he was cool, he was dope, he was a great guy, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, that's good. Like, but you get up there and you gotta say, well, at this point and this point, and he did this. That's what I hope.
Right.
And also, like, there's a different reflection from, like, I always tell people, like, you know people for how you know them. Like, I know you as a friend. Your mom knows you as a son. Lex knows you as a spouse or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. So, like, when you hear those different interactions and you hear, like, coworkers or friends and, like, they describe different shit or, like, other sides of the family, like my aunt's side of the family, and they're like, yeah, like, Pat used to run around fucking Philly just hooping all the time. They thought he was a ringer because he was nice at hooping. So they're like, he was like, yeah, so we had to make sure he went there deep because shit was getting crazy.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, like, that's a funny story to have and whatnot. But it was dope because it was split probably like 50-50 black and white, right? Because my aunt's black. And a lot of his Navy friends are black and whatnot. So it was almost more structured like a black funeral than a white funeral.
Okay.
I know, like, some of our listeners are probably like, what the fuck does that mean, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because I don't, like, you've been to a few white funerals, I know, like.
Ooh.
Yeah, you went to my stepdad's funeral, so I know you've been to at least one.
Okay.
There was a difference, right?
Yeah.
There's a difference. Like, I'm not saying, like, good, bad, and different, whatever, but there's a difference. So it's just funny to see, like, this one was more structured like a black funeral, and I was thinking, I'll go into the differences in a second. There's a stereotype that black people like should have that they don't.
And what's that?
Like you guys get the dancing shit off, right? Like everybody's like, oh, black people can dance, like you know, so. Black people have, say there's 10 family members, 5 of them motherfuckers can sing, dog.
Yeah, that'd be the wild shit too. That shit be slept on. I ain't gonna lie.
That shit's crazy, bro. Like
that shit be slept on.
5 of them motherfuckers can sing, yo. Like my cousin Dave's aunt from Aunt Pam's side gets up there and she starts giving a speech and she just starts saying notes. And I'm like, yo, I thought this was the aunt.
That shit is definitely slept on.
She breaks into a whole song. She said, I'm like, I thought it was his aunt, not Whitney Houston, dog.
Right.
How the fuck do they know how to sing that well?
That shit is definitely slept on.
This shit is crazy, bro. And another like big difference is like, yo, there's a lot of like songs and music, and there's songs at white funerals. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But as the songs go, like it's quiet.
Yeah.
It's almost like a ballad or like it's quiet. You hear the person singing. That's not how that shit is at a white funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Like motherfuckers is like Black funerals have ad libs.
Yeah.
They have ad libs.
Yeah.
That shit is electric, yo. This lady singing, they're like, talk to him.
Yeah.
Keep going. Won't he do it? Amen.
Hit the notes with him.
They chime in. The motherfuckers chime in, bro. Halfway through the song, motherfuckers
it's really like a black church session for real. That's really what it is.
It's majestic, bro. I'm just wow, this is fucking dope. So it's on singing, they're cheering her on, they're going crazy. It's lit. Which is also funny because I don't know why I wasn't expecting it because obviously half the family's black, but I just wasn't. So it's just funny when I was like, oh shit, that's a black funeral.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh shit. And then people get up and they started talking shit. And you know how like when people start to talk, like at funerals, obviously they start to cry or whatnot, or they struggle through it. Yeah. The ad libs don't stop with singing.
No.
The ad libs don't stop with singing. They keep going throughout the John. Like motherfuckers getting up there. Man. They
shit is church.
I fucking love that shit, bro.
Shit is church.
Buddy gets up there and he starts to do a prayer, he starts to do a little speech, and then he chokes up a little bit. He chokes up a little bit. I'm like, yeah, it sucks. Wish that guy had some support, but I didn't have to wish, John, because he did. He had some support. Because then I hear a lady in the background like, "You got this."
Yep.
Yep. This. And then he keeps going, chokes up a little bit more, and you know what the old head said. Old head, deep ass voice comes out and goes, "Take your time, man."
Yep.
Time, man.
That might be the most famous one. Take your time.
Take your time, man.
Motherfucker get up there and be like, you know, I ain't trying to be up here all day. I could talk. Nah. Take your time.
Take your time, man.
Yeah.
That's what we here for.
Yeah.
That's what we here for.
Motherfuckers be like, all right. I mean, I got a couple stories if y'all want them. Yeah, you get the cosign. It's like, all right, I got a good 5-minute setup here.
You gotta love that shit. I had like 6 or 7 people talking. I was like, yeah, when I die, it's just all talking.
Yeah.
It's all talking. And I'm not a religious guy, but somebody's black relative can sing. Because I love that shit. I love that shit. And somebody can find one of their black relatives to fucking sing a John, because there's nothing better. I'd rather hear that shit than a concert. I love that shit.
That shit will give somebody chills, man.
It's the
best.
Especially
when it's unexpected. Definitely would give somebody chills when it's unexpected.
Like, who the fuck would expect it? And then we go to the repast, like 150 people go to the repast, dope. Very mixed deal. And then my cousin's like, yeah, like, come see the house. You haven't been in the house yet. They just moved a couple months ago down to Smyrna. I'm thinking like a lot of people are going and whatnot. So I'm like, yeah, I'll slide. I haven't seen it. I don't have anything to do. So I go to get some drinks. Bro, I had to be there for like 30 minutes until I realized I was the only white.
Damn.
I was like, oh shit.
Damn, man, you fuck with the repass?
Yeah, you know what was crazy is like, I didn't realize it until I'm sitting on the porch, probably be like 40 people there. I'm sitting on the porch with like, I don't know, 20 people. We're out there talking and shit. And then somebody comes out and they say something like, I don't know, it wasn't wild, but they said something like it was something like slang shit. You feel me? Like it was like regular, like how we talk. And they looked at me and they like started to correct themselves. And they was like, never mind, you one of us today. And then I looked around and I was like, oh shit, I am.
Oh shit, I am. It's crazy. Oh shit, I am.
I am one of us today.
Oh shit.
Oh man, I was texting you yesterday because I'm like, my cousin pulls out the speaker because I was like, we need some music, man. It's too quiet out here, blah, blah. And I'm like, fuck, man, don't.
Yeah, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
So they put the speaker out, and everybody's like, how do you connect? And I'm showing them on my phone. I'm like, it popped up on the Bluetooth. Look at the name. And they're like, well, it's already on you, John. Like, you might as well just hook up.
Yeah, what you doing?
God damn. God damn.
Right on the spot.
It was fine. You know, I rock the fucking
Any memorable songs, man?
Oh, no. I put my R&B playlist on. It was more older, so I had some Lauryn Hill and whatnot. I played it safe.
Okay.
I played it safe.
That's how you got to do it.
I played it safe.
Never know the temperature in there.
Because they're like, just play whatever you listen to, man. And I was like, I understand what you guys are saying because you think it's probably like I'm about to put Bob Dylan on, but I'm about to put ESTG on. And that's not
right. Yeah.
That's not appropriate.
Yeah. I'm about to have y'all up in here.
Yeah. Babyface Ray's not appropriate right now. You're like, it's not.
Shit, man.
That shit was nice. Beautiful John. Yeah. What have you been up to this week so far?
Man, I ain't really getting into nothing. Last week we did do a photo shoot for the baby.
Nice, man. How'd that go?
It's coming soon. That shit was actually fire, man. First time doing a damn photo shoot, so being in front of the camera was different. And yeah, photos came out nice. Yeah,
Did you got them back already?
yeah,
Oh shit, really?
yes sir, yes sir.
Oh, Kyle's listening to this. We're still waiting for his wedding pictures. Fucking 5 months later.
Nah, man. So that's gonna be cool to see.
Did you feel awkward?
I didn't really have no expectations. So we get in there, and, we went with the trusted just be photography. We went with just be, and then yeah, man, comfortable environment. So I think that was probably the best part. Like it wasn't nobody I didn't know just telling me to do shit that I'm like, and I mean she was open with everything. I was like, you want to do this? Nah, I don't really want to do that. All right, y'all want to do this? All right, yeah, we could do that. Shit like that. So it was cool. Shit was cool. Pictures came out dope. Yeah, man, she gonna post them. So I'll repost the shit. But
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you're. I'll repost it. You're a funny motherfucker. Like one out of I think 3 or 4 friends that are all having babies within the next 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, man.
We're at that age, man.
Yeah.
Wedding and baby season.
Babies and weddings, man. Definitely at that age. Shit is crazy for real.
And funerals.
It hasn't hit me yet.
I was telling you, I'm not gonna deep dive on it too much, but my family's been beefing for the last couple of years. So I was at the funeral, and it was funny because it's more so our parents' generation beefing.
Uh-huh.
So you could tell nobody really knew how to who to talk to or who was okay with talking to who, and my personality, so I was just running down on motherfuckers stuff.
Yeah, that's always awkward. Yeah.
Down,
I ain't got no beef with you. What's up?
What's up, yo? You cool? I ain't seen you in 8 years. You're not gonna give me a hug? We straight?
Yeah, we're not gonna be weird just because they being weird. I'm not weird.
That shit got nothing to do with me.
Yeah, let's just be who we know each other to be, and
keep this shit cool. Yeah,
same shit in my family, and I see the I was about to say kids. We ain't kids no more, but the people from my age group, I just be like, what's up? I ain't seen you in a minute. What's going on? Chop it up. Just go
when the parents start arguing, you do feel like the kids. So you're we're just kids, yo. It's fine. Everything's good. Don't even worry about that shit.
Yeah, leave that shit to the old heads.
Yeah, that's fine.
We ain't thinking too deep about none of that shit.
That's the other shit too, is you don't realize it's because they older, siblings and siblings. You you might beef with your brother or your sister for a while.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll never not talk to my nephew because I'm not talking to my sister.
Yeah, nah, you can't do no shit like that.
It doesn't even make sense saying it now because they're only 8, 9, 10, 11. Could you imagine walking into the birthday party and not saying anything to I'm ignoring Aiden because I'm mad at Kara?
Especially at an event like that, you all right, man. We could put this down for a day.
Yeah, it was nice. It was cordial. So it was nice to see everybody be cordial.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
All right, what do you want to get to first, man?
You hear about the Carlee Russell situation?
Yeah, it's funny. My lady was talking about that shit last week, and she was arguing with somebody on Instagram. She was like, "These fucking kids." Huh? I said, she was, my friend was, come on, yo, let me tell the
Oh, my bad. I didn't know you was mid-story. Something caught my ear. All right, yeah. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? What? Oh, yeah. Okay. Man. Just hit that 15-second rewind and shit. Y'all could, But yeah, we'll let that rock. Yeah. Shout out to Dill, man. Yeah. They views on the fire, you feel me? Yeah, man. Yeah, all that good shit, Yeah.
No, man, anyway.
Rafters real quick.
Yeah. That jersey up, bro. That jersey's up and it's not coming down.
Oh, there we go, man.
Oh, they're both mountains.
A soft reveal and shit.
Anyway. No, what's it called? So she was saying that she was arguing with somebody online because they were like, yo, it's a conspiracy theory. This shit don't add up, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, she was like, that's such fucking bullshit. They never believe anybody, blah, blah. So the news came out that it was some bullshit yesterday.
Oh my gosh! How?
I was like, damn, they had you throwing your name on the line out there.
Come on, man. How salty is that, though?
Yeah, that's the worst when you passionately argue about some shit and then you end up being wrong. But I guess the Carlee Russell shit, for people that don't know or haven't been following it, is it was a lady that got abducted or said she got abducted last week. And the initial story was they had some like grainy video that she was riding down the highway and she called 911 and said that she saw a toddler or a baby barefoot walking down the side of the highway. So she picked them up. She called 911. And when she went to pick the baby up, she disappeared. So nobody knew where she was. She got kidnapped. She disappeared. And saying that out loud sounds crazy. But there is some, like, I don't know if people know this, but like Ted Bundy used to do this shit to an extent. But there's a big thing with like robberies and abductions to where people will act like they're hurt or broke down or whatnot and wait for people to pull over. And then like 4 or 5 people will come up and snatch you.
Yep.
Like that's a common strategy. Or like if you've seen the Ted Bundy documentaries, he used to act like he put a fake cast on, act like his leg was broke.
That's wild.
And he'd ask the girls, he'd be like, hey, can you help me load this into the trunk or whatnot, whatever it was. And then when they go to load it, he'd smack him with a tire iron. And that's how he killed like majority of his victims or kidnapped them.
It's fucked up.
But it sounds like it comes out. And if you look at the video too, he's a little suspect from the jump because she calls and says she sees a baby barefoot walking down the John. She starts slowing down like 400 feet away.
Yeah.
How the fuck you see a baby 400 feet away?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
What are we talking about?
It's definitely sketchy.
So she comes back like 2 days later. Everybody thinks she got sex trafficked. A bunch of people like famous made posts. She comes back. Her parents say she had to fight for her life. And then the police start to investigate it. And it turns out 3 or 4 of her last Google searches, it's like, yo, first of all, it's 2023. Do you motherfuckers know that if you just use public domain Google, that they can track it?
Yeah.
What
she told the police.
What'd she tell the police?
She tells the police that when she stopped, a man came out of the woods and told her he was checking on the child. And then while she was checking on the child, the man forced her over a fence into a car. And then said that after whatever goes by, she realizes she's in the trailer of a car with a man with orange hair hearing the baby crying. So she came up with this elaborate story. Later, she says the man and a woman was there, took her to their house, took photos of her while she was undressed, and then claimed that she escaped and ran. So she had a whole little elaborate story before you get into what she told police. She had a whole story planned out that she was telling these people. So it was a weird situation.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that part yet. That's actually nuts.
Yeah.
Kind of racist.
Definitely see the man with orange hair and shit.
Yeah, that's great. She's gonna try to put it on the gingers, dog.
Yeah, man. Wow. He said the gingers took her out, man.
She knows everybody hates gingers. She's gonna do that shit, dog. I thought it was
add to it and shit.
So, her last few Google searches are: how do you take money out of a cash register? Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?
Yep.
And another one was like, how do you disappear or some shit like that. And then it was funny, you know, Twitter's booming now. They're quoting their tweets from like 2015, and they're like, Taken 2 was my favorite movie.
Yeah, which she had Googled as well. The Taken movie.
Is the Taken movie real?
How old do you have to be on the Amber Alert? Like, what the fuck is going on? A one-way ticket on a bus? It was kind of wild, man. It was kind of wild. Yo. And then it was even crazier, the fact when I guess she got back around her family and shit. I guess she was putting on a show. So the family was like, she's not in a good state. She had to physically fight for her life. Her mental is fucked up. She's fighting for her life mentally. So this shit is sounding like some shit for about a day until, like you said, police start investigating. And they basically uncover everything. So it was kind of fucked up, man.
I just think it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I heard that she came back to the house and was like naked, and then she had money in her sock, and she said the kidnappers gave her money.
Come on, man. Come on, man. And the fucked up part is she had a dude. So imagine what the fuck he going through in that moment.
If he wasn't in on it.
I don't understand the I mean that the documentary is gonna be crazy, but I don't understand the fucking point or what he gets out of being in on that type of shit.
All I know is like, well, she gotta be mentally unhealthy there. But all I know is if you can fit the money in your sock, it wasn't enough to do all this.
It wasn't enough
to do all this.
Whatever you did to get that, it wasn't enough.
I don't give a fuck if they're $100 bills. I don't give a fuck if they're $1,000 bills. If you can fit that in your sock, it wasn't enough to do all this.
No, because that's gonna be going in the money.
And maybe she thought like she was gonna get a one-way bus ticket and dip off somewhere, and then realized national media picked all this shit up.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I don't think she thought it was gonna get this big. And I mean, I think the unfortunate part is how many black girls do get abducted and nobody hears nothing about it. The one time that everybody hears about this shit is a fucking hoax. And so then it's like, all right, are these girls crying wolf when they are supposed to be abducted?
And that's kind of the conundrum about it, right? Is like she's probably thinking like people don't really care if like a 20-something black lady disappears. I'll just call the police, say this, and then I'll just disappear. I'll take a one-way ticket. I'll take this from the cash register and I'll be on my way. I'll go somewhere in Arizona or some shit, you know, like, and just disappear because nobody will really care. And then the national media catches this shit and people rally behind her, rightfully so, because that's what people do when there's a missing person. And it's like, oh, fuck, I need to turn myself in.
And then it's kind of like, did we not learn from the Jussie Smollett situation? It's like, you probably going to go to jail for this shit. All the resources that was used to try to find you, you're going to have to repay that shit. And you're going to be looked at, you and your family going to be looked at kind of crazy for the rest of your lives. Like, you're going to be known as the girl that faked her fucking self going missing. Yeah. And then it's like, do you want your mental to be at that point to where as though, God forbid, you end up going crazy and you kill yourself because you did this?
Might be the way.
I just didn't understand it, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Jussie Smollett shit was one thing because he's famous, so like I would assume that he would have known that he was gonna get that kind of like his story was fucking wild, right?
Yeah, it was not believable from the jump, and that's why.
And shout out to my buddy Dexter. See, he's watching. Mm-hmm. He is the only person I know that when that shit happened, like literally the first day, everybody's like, "That's awful!" Like somebody put a noose around his neck, threw bleach on him, blah blah. He was like, "This shit's fake."
Yeah.
The first fucking day, like as soon as the news broke, he was like, "This shit is fake, bro. There's no fucking way in the world that happened."
Yeah, it was too crazy of a story.
Yeah, it was just outlandish. But I mean, it's just unfortunate because I did see the police chief talking, and he was like, we have to prove and see. We're looking into it, so and so, so and so. People need to realize when there's an Amber Alert and there's like a attention like this, it's like we're having multiple districts, counties. We're having the feds come in, we're having state, we're having county, like we're having local, whatever it may be, and we're all doing this. So you got to think the resource on that. That's got to be like, bitch, if you fake that, you got to pay like $600,000 worth of resources.
Yeah, like, I couldn't imagine. Couldn't imagine. And all the people that was doing search parties, taking time out day to go look for her, is just like, come on, yo, what the fuck is we doing?
It's wildly selfish, and it is unfortunate to your point earlier. It's like a lot of black girls do go missing, and people don't really give a fuck. Mm-hmm. And then this girl goes missing, and she faked it. Mm-hmm. And it's not fair, but now people are like, I tend to believe women to the most part when it's like some shit happens. Mm-hmm. I'm always leaning on that side, and like, let's try and prove them wrong if it's wrong. But it's never good when this shit happens because a lot of people go, all right, well, fuck it. Maybe it could just be like Carlee now. Next time it happens, I'm like, oh, maybe it was Carlee. Even though 90% of the time they are getting abducted and sex trafficked or raped and killed and whatnot. But now we have this major media spotlight on this one situation, and it's captivating because it's so outlandish.
And then even to the opposite side is somebody that's seeking attention sees that's how somebody gets it. So does somebody else go do the same shit?
That's the sick part about the world now is, bro, as disgusted as we're looking at it and saying this is the stupidest shit in the world, somebody else would be like, damn, she just got famous.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's like you ain't missing.
She could start her OnlyFans and get $5,000 off of it.
Easy. And then I'm just wondering like how the family's taking it, how is she even navigating the situation now that everybody has seen what she Googled, what she was looking up. Yeah, man, this shit ain't gonna come out pretty good.
My family would disown me for less.
Yeah. And that's probably what I'm thinking is gonna happen is, matter of fact, I don't know. Because I feel like the family, if anybody, is gonna stick by him. Stick beside him.
I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough. Like that shit's tough. I don't know. I don't have kids yet, so like I imagine. I don't know how I would navigate that, but yeah, if it's true that she made all this shit up, absolute fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
And when she goes to jail, they should beat her ass. They should. Like the girls that are in jail, like and have been through, like, because you know a lot of people in jail and homeless and whatnot have been through sexual assault and trauma and whatnot. I mean, the numbers are 1 out of 6 girls have been sexually assaulted. I think it's 1 out of 5 have been sexually assaulted or attempted sexually assault. So there's thousands of girls in jail that have been sexually assaulted. They should just get together and beat the shit out of her.
You're saying they had you naked, taking pictures of you. You don't know what they did with the pictures. Just the whole story to me is just like,
it's trash, bro. But if it comes out by some miracle that she was telling truth, prayers to her. I hope somebody in her family can sing.
That's the only thing I can say is best case scenario, this shit was true, is fucked up as it is. Best case scenario, that's true. Maybe she was Googling the shit as she was abducted, who knows, but this shit is crazy. You stupid.
Yeah, John, when I die, are you gonna hit a note? You gonna sing?
Nah, I have been told I got a voice, but I ain't singing. I related to the 5 out of 10.
Like every black family has 5 singers in it. Doesn't matter how big their family is. Every black family has 5 singers. I'm trying to think. I feel like it's AJ's mom in your family.
My mom has definitely sung in front of the church, and I was shocked.
Oh, did you get some shit off? Okay.
She get some shit off at your shit, yo.
Get some shit
God
off.
forbid. God forbid.
Yeah, my check. Mom Nick definitely has to sing in my John for sure.
She'll definitely hit some notes, man. She got some good shit. She'll give you some nice Mary. You feel me? We got something for you.
All right, where else you want to go? Oh, real quick, I wanted to do the Adam 22 thing. Well, fuck it, let's talk Adam 22 because we missed it last week. Let's knock it out real quick. Would you let somebody fuck your wife ever? No. Yeah, same.
No. And it's even crazy. The craziest part to me is they millionaires, and then you still doing that, and it's like you don't need the attention because you got one of the biggest hip hop podcasts. So I'm like, okay, you don't need the money because again, y'all already do porn. Y'all making money off of that, making millions with porn in the podcast. My question, I think everybody is still just like, why?
Yeah, so like, this is why I say no to threesomes when they're presented to me.
Because eventually she gonna ask.
They're not ever like, there's just no way, like, regardless of how you play it, or if they're like, yeah, like, well, let's bring a girl and it'll be fun. It's like, all right, well, now if I give 7 strokes to her, I've only got 10 to give. Like, 7 to her, 3 to you, and now we're fucked. Like, there's something going on. Or down the line, it's like, all right, well, like, I gave you 6 pussies, you can't give me 1 dick? No. I can't. I can't. No, that's not how I want to work. So I get the aspect of he's had sex with hundreds of women and she's given the pass, and now she's like, well, what if I do this, it'll be a big grab. And if you're that comfortable with it, like, yeah, whatever works, have a blast. It just wouldn't be for me.
That's the part where I rested at is like, okay, obviously he's comfortable with the shit. So we don't, not that anybody's legit mad, but could we be mad at him for it? No, but it's still like a little baffling. Like,
it's weird.
And even more so that it was on camera. Like, what? I get and then I'm looking at it 2 ways. Okay, the threesome way, like you said, and then I'm looking at the other way is the huge money grab, because the amount of attention it's got, if they charging, I don't know, $5, $10, whatever a fucking porno costs to watch, which it's going to end up free, which is the craziest part to me. But if you marketing this shit, which it looked like that's what they doing, because that's what I came to it, like, they just marketing the shit. He don't give a fuck. He married a porn star. He knew what he got into. They just this is a big money grabbing. Maybe it's a I don't want to put her out there like that, but maybe it's a Kim K situation for him, and maybe she's famous next. Who knows? But I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, Maddie just commented. I was going to say he's leaning into it a lot. And Maddie, it was great seeing you at the cookout, buddy. Yes, he's leaned into it a lot. He got a lot of backlash, and now he's kind of just like, yo, I'm a cuck. And if you're a cuck, more power to you, buddy. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
whatever works for you.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's like, from my personal opinion, would that ever happen for me? I would rather slit my fucking throat than watch my wife fuck somebody.
Nah, I think the worst part was he shot the club up, man. God.
Green pie.
When they when they said that shit, I'm like, hold up, what? Nah. I forget who I listened to, a podcast I listened to. They was like, he shot the club up. I'm like, bro, they went overboard.
That motherfucker, you Travis Cook's a fetish. Not only did that motherfucker shoot the club up, but he did an exit interview, dog. And that shit popped up on my Twitter. This motherfucker did an exit post-game interview. He was like, yeah, it's been a while since she got stretched out, so I really.
Oh my gosh! And even to that point, it was crazy. It was crazy how Adam was
fuck my girl, fuck my meat, little dog.
Did you see the part when Adam and his wife was talking on the pod, and he was like, "Yeah, it took a little while for it to be back to normal."
Yeah.
And then he tried to downplay the days.
Yeah.
One of them tried to downplay the days. The other one was like, "Nah, it was a little longer than that, but yeah, it's back." It was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yeah, let me live in delusion. All right, my dick's the only dick you've ever had. It's the best in the world, and that's all I need to hear. I don't need.
What the fuck?
If a motherfucker ever comes into you and fucks afterwards and says I had to stretch her out for a little bit to make it comfortable, I am going to jump out of my fucking window, yo. Not a shot, yo.
The fact that she was talking about it so openly, though, I was just like, bruh, this can't be real. Like, that's the shit where you be like, all right, man, we legit in a simulation, because this ain't right.
Nah, it's just no good, bro. No good.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Siri, always in our business.
You're trying to get scared shot. That's crazy.
Yeah, Siri out here wilding. Stay away. Popping up, bro. Out of here.
Other thing I wanted to talk about is I saw this on Twitter the other day, and I thought it was a really interesting job. Well, because unrelated, but you see how the actors are doing their strike, the actors and the writers right now?
Yep.
And they're doing their strike, and I thought that was interesting because John Cusack, who's an actor you would know if you saw him. You probably don't know his name. But he's a famous actor, and his sister was on the show Shameless that we all watched. Mm-hmm. She was the spaz lady that was dating Frank for a while. She had the little daughter.
Yep.
And he was saying how Hollywood dictates recurring actors instead of like they'll make it to where they're guest actors, and she was getting paid $4,500 a show. And he was like, she's the only one on the show that won an Emmy or whatever it may be. And she's not getting health benefits. She's just getting this. And they kind of like dictated to where it's like, all right, it's a hit show. You either want the exposure or you don't. So I thought that was interesting. But that just goes into my point is I was on Twitter and I saw in, I want to say it was Toronto. It was one of those cities in Canada that two apartment complexes next to each other. I guess everybody linked up. I don't know if it was an email thread, whatever. But 300 tenants was like, you know what? We're not paying rent anymore. It's been consecutive. It's been consecutive. I think it was like consecutive, like 25% increases every year for like the last 3 years on rent. And they were all like, yeah, fuck it. We're not paying. So they've been doing a protest for a couple weeks now. And I was like, dog, could you imagine if everybody just said that?
That kind of solidarity is the type of shit that actually get this shit done. Because you can't evict everybody. Because then you're going to lose even more money trying to refill the shit.
You imagine how much money you would lose in the next 6 months trying to refill every fucking unit?
The money you losing instantly is crazy because complexes are profitable, but there's definitely an extent like, all right, we are paying for this, and this. We paying X amount of people's salaries that's working for the company. That shit is going to be a fucking hit. And that's where you always got hit people in their pockets, man. So I'm curious to see if the Hollywood shit is going to go the same way because I do feel like, even though it probably wouldn't be as good, but I do feel like if the Hollywood shit goes a little far, and I guess the big companies aren't willing to budge, or whoever is in charge of that shit ain't willing to budge, do we just see new actors pop up? Or yeah, because I mean, it's definitely people that just move out there just to act. Do you think a starving actor is going to take a job in a movie that's paying them, I don't know, 20,000 instead of having to give Will Smith 20 million?
Yes, 100%.
But
I think 100% there would be new actors that would cross the line, and there definitely would be some good that cross the line and would be like, oh shit, like they did great. But I mean, they're just like athletes. The elite is the elite, and they're elite for a reason. And a lot of Hollywood and movies is name and branding.
Yeah.
We look at that movie.
Because everybody want to see the movie with Joe Blow.
Yeah, 100%. Like a title's only going to give you so much. You see the movie and you're like, oh shit, fucking Downey, like the D-Day shit that's coming out. You got Robert Downey Jr., the dude from Peaky Blinders and whatnot. You're like, oh shit, that's a strong ass cast. I'll go check that out. Or even Barbie. You're like, oh, Margot Robbie, Jake Gyllenhaal. That's a fucking strong cast. Like,
yeah,
Ryan Gosling. That's what it is. But a lot of that shit sells from names. So I'm interested about that. But that tennis strike I thought was pretty fucking cool.
Nah, that's probably one of the dopest strikes I've ever heard of, because apartment complex has been getting out of hand. Part of the reason,
100%, bro.
It made more sense to buy a house. It was just like, why the fuck would I just keep paying these upcharges for the same spot that I paid at $1.500 to $600 less? Now I'm paying double what I moved in here to live in the same spot, no new amenity. What the fuck am I doing?
There's a dude that lives in my apartment that I talk to here and there, and he's been grandfathered in whatever way. He was one of the first people that, like, when this went to residential properties like 8 years ago, he spends $700 less than me a month, and my rent isn't outrageous.
Damn.
Like, they pretty much doubled the rent.
Yeah, that's crazy, dog. That's crazy. And then with my old situation, I guess the place had got bought by another organization.
And it's the new property.
They came in and started going crazy with the prices. So it's like really nothing you could do, because you see it when you re-sign the lease. It's what, maybe like 2-3 months before. It ain't the easiest to just get up and move to a new apartment in 3 months when you looking for something that you want, and then at the same time somewhere you feel like being, because you could find something for a good price, but that shit may be all the way out the way, and you like, man, I'm not doing that. And then you just get stuck in the whole, I'm comfortable here, I don't feel like moving, blah blah blah. And I feel like apartment complexes know that shit as well. Like, everybody don't feel like fucking moving all the time.
Well, that's what the fuck they get us with, is the inconvenience of it.
Yeah.
The inconvenience of, you're not going to want to relocate. You already got all your shit. And look around. Everything else is charging high anyway. So what are you really going to do? I mean, shit. I'm not going to say, like...
If that shit happened nationwide, oh my gosh.
It's just crazy what you pay for an apartment now, bro. Like, I remember when we were, like, kids, and I was, like, coming out of college or coming home, and I was thinking, like, yeah, you could find a decent apartment for $800 a month.
Oh, my first apartment was $750 a month. When I left, it was $12.
That's fucking crazy.
What are we doing?
Like, that's nuts.
What are we doing?
That's nuts. Like, if you live in an apartment, you pay more than a
mortgage for a damn house.
But shit, now that we have the mortgage rates of 7.5%,
yeah,
that shit's fucking crazy too. So it's like they're kind of pulling their hands from both sides. So yeah, they should do something.
Yeah.
They should do something.
It's a nationwide strike, yo. And I feel like that's the type of story that gets suppressed, because that shit ain't come across none of my timelines. I feel like that's the type of story that gets suppressed, and they like, yeah, we're not going to promote this at all, because if we get the idea of doing some shit like that, oh my gosh.
It's crazy, bro. I was looking at a tweet today, and it was like, if you would have bought a house for $400,000 3 years ago, when the mortgage rate on average was 3.5%, you would pay $600,000. Mm-hmm. By the time it was done, and now if you buy the same house for $400,000, you'd pay $1.1 million. With
damn.
Now, that's fucking outlandish.
Damn.
These mortgage rates that like do the monthly rate is now, it's like, yo, if I go get a $300,000 house, my mortgage rate's fucking $2,100. I might as well just stay in my fucking $1,500 apartment.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, why?
Like, that's just stupid. Yeah, like, and everybody's like, well, you can refinance. I don't want to hope on a refinance in a couple years.
And nobody wants to refinance for real.
Yeah, the fuck is going on here? Like
nobody really wants to do that shit.
Shit is whack. Next topic, because we got a lot. Ebro and Drake, we can talk about this real quick because I don't really give a fuck about it. Ebro said Drake doesn't speak on the black community much or injustice about black communities because he said This Is America was overrated. Do we care? Does he have a point, I guess?
I wouldn't say no. Drake has definitely mentioned in lyrics that if somebody dies, we RP, forget about them, blah, blah, blah. I want the youth to do this, blah, blah, blah. Has he directly named names like a George Floyd, a Trayvon? Maybe not, but again, is that who we looking for to speak out about certain shit though? Like we looking to Drake for his message, or should we be looking at, I don't know, a frontline person like a Tamika Mallory's message? Like, why are we looking at Drake for his message on?
I guess
if black issues.
Yeah, I guess if his point was you can't say This Is America is overrated if you don't speak on the subject.
But I feel like that was a response to Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, originally saying that song was supposed to be a Drake diss.
Yeah, fair enough. And then I just thought it was ironic because Twitter is king, and then they quoted the repost that Ebro did of Drake's statement on George Floyd.
Come on, yo.
So I was like, okay, got it.
There you go, bro. There you go.
Like, this other shit is like, that's why I love the marketing campaign they did for Charles Barkley when we were kids. And I'm not a role model. Shit is just because they're famous doesn't mean they have a moral compass or like a necessity to use their fame for right. Like some of these motherfuckers just want to be famous to be famous, and that's fine. Like, that's
half the time when they speak out on shit, the shit don't even be coming out right. You be like, they ain't have to say that shit. We ain't need that from that person. It's just like, let the people that do it, and let's listen to them because they probably got a plan behind what they saying and probably got some substance, read the topic. But we talking about Drake, who's an entertainer first. Why are we going to entertainers for social issues when we got people literally dedicated to that shit, dedicate their lives to that shit, take pay cuts to do shit like that?
You think because Drake makes a good melody that he's educated in racial injustice?
I mean, the perfect thing was when No Name called out J. Cole. J. Cole wrote that song to respond to her. Like, yeah, you probably smarter than me. Yeah, you probably do know more about it. Educate me instead of talk down on me about it. And I feel like that was a moment where it's like, okay, J. Cole being vulnerable. He telling y'all, I don't have the time in the day to know every detail about every little thing that's going on. But if you do, tell me about it. I could retweet what you're saying. I could amplify your message. It's just, shit is weird, man. Shit is weird.
I agree. Another update, not trying to move too fast, but we got a lot of shit today. Another update, I sent you this earlier. Florida State Board of Education approves new rules on Wednesday for how Black history will be taught in public schools. So this is another update as how Florida fucking sucks. And I know a lot of people, like I know some friends love Ron DeSantis. He's a fucking scumbag to me. Piece of shit. The Don't Say Gay bill, regardless of how you paint it, when you look into it, it's weird. It's weird. Anyway, Florida State Board of Education approves new rules Wednesday for how Black history will be taught in public school that critics are decrying as a step backwards. So Florida basically said new Black history standards that include noting that enslaved people develop skills that could be applied for their personal benefit. Are you fucking kidding me, yo? Yo. Come on, yeah.
What fucking skill did they learn, yo?
Yeah, fuck critical race theory, all right? That is just outlandish, That's fucking, like, if you don't want to do critical race theory because you want people to, like, white people not to feel bad about racism and slavery and whatnot, which is fucking stupid, because critical race theory is something that somebody just made up to trigger people. Like, it's regular history. We're going to take out the fucking photos where people getting sprayed by fire hoses because they're protesting. That's what we're going to do now. Cool. All right, have at it, Florida. But
yeah, what are we teaching now? What are we really teaching?
People say that they're saying black people are better off for being slaves.
Yeah.
That's crazy, yo.
It's the farthest thing from
That's fucking crazy, yo.
I've read this shit. I ain't even really have a damn response for the shit because it's like, what First, I don't understand what the harm is in teaching the shit.
What's
I don't see it doesn't affect anybody. Have the kids in school not even fucking paying attention to this shit anyway. But first, what's the harm? Second, we rewrite history again. We just started calling Thanksgiving Indigenous People Day, or what was it, Columbus Day, just because we unearthed all the information about Columbus. Now we calling it some other shit. It's just man, it's just weird, and it's like they running from how they conquered the country and how they made wealth in the country, and it's like they ashamed of it, but won't say they ashamed of it, if that makes sense. And try to cover it up with, oh well, at least they learned how to pick cotton, then they could make money picking cotton. Like, what?
It's ludicrous. And Matt's got a good point in the comments, and we deep dived on white replacement theory a little while back on the show. And a lot of politicians don't say it because they don't want to be labeled with that, but a lot of them believe in the white replacement theory. They do. They feel like whites are getting pushed out. So we went to school together. We know like what was taught. I never was in history class and was like, oh, I need to go like fucking kill myself.
Yeah, I don't know one white person that legit felt bad for slavery. Not saying that
they felt bad, 100%. But I was never like, oh fuck, let me go bump my head into a locker because there were slaves. I was like, oh, that's fucked up. Like we should figure out how to like do something about it. But like
at that age, I feel like everybody has the same responses, like Black, white, Asian, Spanish, Latino. Like you all like, damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that was fucked up. That's nuts. The more you deep into it, you're like, damn, that was fucked up. And then you look at like the shit what they were really doing that they don't teach you in school, and you're like, that's fucking wild.
Yeah.
And everybody in the world should watch 12 Years a Slave because that shit is fucking crazy. Absolutely nuts. But I don't get it, man. Like I just don't like that's like a motherfucking like getting arrested for a false pretense and then getting free 20 years later instead of giving him a settlement going, well, he got his GED in there.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, you arrested him when he was 16.
Yeah, he learned how to fix cars. He's good. He's better now.
Oh, he can cut hair now? Sit. Like the fuck out of here, yo. Get the fuck out of here. That shit is crazy.
While they take those programs out of jails, which is even crazier.
Yeah, that shit is crazy, bro. That's like outlandish.
Yeah, it's nothing you can really say to the shit. It's just like what's the point? What is the point?
And if anybody has an argument that makes sense, please come on here and let me know how that would make sense.
I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it.
Open invite for anybody that can explain how that benefits somebody.
Anybody. Because it's not like you're teaching this to a 3-year-old. You're not teaching it to a 4-year-old. People are of age. Like I said, watching this shit. Damn, that's fucked up. They going to lunch, talking to the girl they like. It's
crazy. You want to hit one of your topics? So I still have the ice cream date, and then we're going to go into what's too early to tell a girl you love them.
Let me get to the notes. Did you see sports news? Messi signs to Miami Inter. And do you feel like this is going to be a change in the way Americans look at soccer/football?
I don't know if they will or not.
I'm going to a Messi game just for the record. I got to see it.
Yeah, I thought it was. If you want to go to Miami and see it, or you want to go, we could go see the Union.
Right there in Philly, yep.
Maddie's got season tickets.
Oh, plug us, Maddie. Plug us.
Plug us in, buddy.
Plug us.
Yeah, would love to catch a Union game for Messi. I saw how his contract breakdown was, and I thought it was very interesting of how they did it with the revenue share and whatnot, sponsorship share.
Crazy.
And somebody broke it down to me, or broke it down while I was reading on the article and whatnot, and they were like, "Yo, like if you think about it, Messi's getting a revenue share from ads, and he's getting I think he has an option to buy in once he's done playing.
He getting ads, option.
And here's the other thing: is like we don't love soccer out here.
No, I think it'll make people love it.
He can live a regular Miami life.
Did you see him? They got the videos of him just shopping regular. He's chilling.
Having a fucking blast.
You look at the videos of him in Argentina, Spain, or Paris, mobbed.
Essentially, I can get paid like a superstar, still play the sport I love, and then live like a regular person. I think that's a fucking famous athlete's dream.
Yeah, and I mean, he's getting a percentage of every jersey sold. He's getting a percentage of all the Adidas gear that's sold. He's getting a percentage of tickets. Like he made out different. And I'm wondering why it took not really why it took so long, because you want to compete at the highest level. He's definitely on the back end of his career, but being one of the top 5 greatest players ever, some people say the greatest, it's kind of crazy that he actually came to America when he got offered, I think, $1 billion or $2 billion to play in Saudi Arabia, and was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go over here, change shit up."
Well, I think
mind you, he just won the World Cup, so it ain't like he washed.
Yeah, man, I was gonna say, I think like somebody more soccer prone could probably break this down to me, but I'm thinking it's essentially what David Beckham did like 15 years ago, except David Beckham was on the downward spiral.
It ain't even close. He's way bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's like LeBron. It's like LeBron or Kobe going to play in the Euro League where Luka was at. Going to play for
the NBL for Australia.
Yeah, some shit like that. It's like that level. It's like crazy. Like, damn, Messi went to America, and like Maddie said, yeah, probably more people from over there is going to watch the MLS. Yeah, I mean, the bad part is it's probably just going to be Miami games, but it's going to be a little different culture shift over here, man. Shit is crazy.
I just can't imagine that Americans will ever look at soccer as a top-rated sport.
Yeah, I always hear the thing about soccer is how we always look at sports from an athletic standpoint, and soccer is so much finesse and skill, which is how you see Luka come over here, Jokic come over here. Their games are based on skill, and it's not athleticism. As Americans, we always look at athletes, and in soccer, you can be a good athlete, but you won't necessarily be the best player on the field because it's a skill thing. And I think that's probably the main reason why, as Americans, we don't look at it like that. Because we look at athlete, okay, you alpha male, you the biggest, you the fastest, you the strongest, you can do everything. But over there, it's like, nah, I got actual skill at this shit. And I think
like our athletes to be like imposing figures.
Yeah, and
Messi guys 6'10", and you're like, oh shit, they're 6'10". Or Nick Chubb can squat 5,000 pounds. You're like, oh shit, like, these guys are superhumans.
Yeah,
and fucking soccer players look like jockeys.
Yeah, Messi looks like the average everyday guy walking around.
You're like 7 guys that look like Messi. Like it's
yeah.
You wouldn't even notice, obviously, but you wouldn't even notice them at the grocery store.
I mean, I would, because working in a warehouse full of Latinos, I was basically forced into soccer and what they call football. But yeah, the average person, average American, definitely is going to be like, oh, okay, that's Messi. That's what's up. Did you see the dude walking around Miami? What do you think was a bigger deal? Miami coming to LeBron coming to Miami or Messi coming to Miami? Of course, everybody answered LeBron, but yeah, Messi coming to America, period. Game changer for American sports, man. I hope it do soccer righteous, man, because I do fuck with it to an extent.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Anything else?
No, that's all the message.
All right, so I was saying on Twitter, the ice cream date debacle.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go into my few questions after this, but a viral tweet went, and it was a fella and a lady having their first exchange, I guess, whenever they got their numbers, and the fella texted her and said, hey, I'll pick you up at 8. Let's go get ice cream and talk. And the girl basically texted him back and said, I'm a 26-year-old grown woman, and if you expect me to go get ice cream with you, I think that's the absolute bare minimum first date, and we should just not talk. What do we think about
I like the dude's response.
Okay?
Okay, cool. Emoji with the glasses. You like the shit, but yeah. I'm reading that shit, and I'm just like, I don't know if it's social media. I don't know what it is. I don't understand it, because that sounds like the regular first date. I don't know you. Why are we going to the fullest extent? And honestly, you're probably going to talk more at a fucking ice cream date. You're going to learn what kind of ice cream this person like, what they don't like. You're going to learn a little bit. You're going to learn a little something. Damn, like, yo, can we break the ice? That's a fucking... What's the difference in that in a coffee date? It's like, damn, you getting fucking ice cream. Who don't like ice cream?
Dude, I watch those videos on Twitter where they'll be asking questions like, how much money should he spend on a first date? And they'll be like, 500, 600, 700. And I'm like, who the fuck is taking these weak ass bitches on dates?
Yeah, and what world do you live in? What world do you live in?
Bitches is weak, boy.
Yeah. You gotta work your way into that.
And that's the crazy shit about social media too, is like, you'll never experience anything in the world, but you'll expect somebody that you meet to take you on a $500 date.
It never even been.
Never even been there, but they should do it. They should do it. Why? Because you have pussy?
Yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck is the weird? Not that we looking for anything to get out of it, but I'm just meeting you. Why we can't get
I don't even want to fuck you if I don't like you.
Yeah,
Why
man.
would I take you on an expensive ass date? And let me ask, I mean, you've been on a million dates. Are your most expensive dates always your most fun?
They're never the most fun because
they're never the most fun.
They're overrated. They're never the most fun.
They're never the most fun.
Never the most fun.
Expectation that the food's gonna have to be perfect, the vibes are gonna have to be great. You feel like you have to get dressed up. You're a little more uptight. You don't want to talk too loud because it's crowded. They're never the most fun. The most fun dates are when you like unexpected. You go for a plan. You go for a walk afterwards. You catch some random shit. Like, it's fucking whack. Yo,
it's always the random shit. It's the little dumb shit that you do. Like, all right, let's go here. You go to the ice cream spot. Oh, it's a fucking exhibit across the street. Let's go see what that shit is about. Oh shit, it's a bar over there. I heard about this shit. Let's go there. And you just having a good time.
My favorite dates have been dates that we went somewhere chill first, and then we liked it so much that we kept going and found random shit to do afterwards.
That's
go for a walk down the block. Oh, let's check this spot out. Oh shit, there's the riverfront. Let's walk down that bitch. Oh, here's some ice cream over here. Oh, like you're not making a crazy, extravagant ass fucking reservation for a first, second. I'm not doing no fancy shit on my 7th date because that's just not fun. Like if you want to get dressed up, if you want to get dressed up and do something cute for your birthday or like crazy or anniversary or like we're feeling spiffy and you just want to get dressed up, yeah, I'll go do that shit and spend the money. But we're not gonna have as much fun as we would if we went to fucking South Street on the Fat Tuesdays and walked down the street and then got a cheesesteak and then walked to the park and rented the bikes and shit.
Right.
And we're not gonna do it. Like it'll be way more fun.
It's never the same. I don't understand it, man. I don't know where this mentality came from. I don't know. I don't even know why people do shit like that. Like, why would you want the girl that wants the $500 date?
You wouldn't.
On the first girl? Why would you even want that?
And like, let me like give a reality check to these ladies too. Like, regardless of how pretty you think you are, there's a million pretty girls that don't want to do that. So if you're basing it just off looks, like I'm a bad bitch, so I need this. There's a million pretty girls that just want good conversation.
Don't even have interest in going to a $500 restaurant because your plate about to look stupid. You like, damn.
We're gonna have to get a cheesesteak afterwards.
I was about to say you hitting a late night spot to get some real food that you actually wanted. You're like, man, that was a fucking waste of time and money. Yeah, man. The
flash of it is still like motherfuckers that do well for themselves aren't attracted to girls that are impressed by that shit anyway. If I'm taking a girl on a $500, $1,000 date, she can take me back on a $1,000 date.
Yeah.
If that's what you have to do. I'm not taking a girl nowhere that she can't afford.
No.
She can afford it back.
I'll give a little pushback on that, but I see what you're saying.
The point is, like 100%.
Nobody wants that shit.
100%. Like maybe I could afford something a little bit more, but to the extent of like, I'm not taking a broke bitch that's like super impressed by a $500 date out. I'm not.
No.
I'm not. I'm just not doing that. That shit is whack.
Yeah.
That shit is corny. Have a blast.
Took him on the date, lead him with the check. Oh, I thought you wanted to come here, right? You got this?
Great.
You got this?
And also, like, I don't like going into dates with expectations either.
No, and then you go on that date with the expectation, you spend all this money, and then you don't even like the person. But the girl's infatuated with you because you took her to a 5.
Yeah, you tricked on her. I'm about to give him some crazy pussy. I don't want it, miss. I'm 31. I don't like you. I don't want the pussy. I'm fine.
Like Jake has one of the best bars for pussy's only pussy, and I get it when I need it. What else more needs to be said?
You'll never win me over with pussy.
No.
I don't care how good it is.
This ain't high school, baby.
This shit, we're not kids anymore,
Yeah.
I'm leading with pussy. That shit is corny. I'm not gonna lead with money. Don't lead with pussy. That shit is whack.
There's gotta be a little more than that nowadays, man.
I don't off the market, man. Cause this shit is nasty.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the jerseys and the Raptors, man.
Hey, this shit is whack out here. I might have to paint some jerseys on the Johnson. Yeah, that shit is corny. I'm always surprised by that because, like, a lot of if you're impressed by money, I don't want to deal with it.
Nah, just stay out of my way.
And like, that's not to say like everybody likes to be financially comfortable.
Yeah.
I 100% like if we're talking and we're on our first date and you're asking me like, yo, like, well, what do you do? How do you feel about this? I'm all on that. Like 100%. Like, yeah, I want to know what you do too. Like, yes, I wouldn't expect you to date me if like I was homeless. I wouldn't, because that's not the kind of girls I talk to.
Right.
If your pussy's getting wet because I bought a $300 bottle of wine.
Yeah, you too easy for me.
Yeah,
you too easy for me. And then what happens when the next? I got 20 billion. What happens when the person with 21 billion comes to you? Are you going? Because the money, it's just yeah.
I only bought you one Rolex this
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah. What's going on?
Please, that shit is whack, yeah. Come on, man. I don't want to do that shit.
Out here, man.
What was my question? Oh, my question was, what's too early to tell a girl you love them?
Good question. The lover boy in me it's never too early. It's never too early.
See, you grew up listening to Drake.
That's hey man. I was one of the early founders of Drake, man. I feel like
Drake, man.
Yeah, the lover boy in me is it's never too early. But it's funny because we play around with that shit. Like you go on a date with a girl, you might not say it to that girl, but you like, I love her. You just there with it like.
I won't call my man and saying I love her way before I'm telling her. 100%.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's never too early because especially when it's a feeling you ain't had before, you just be like, damn, I'm in this shit. Like, all right, she got me. That's all you can really say in that moment. Like, she got me. But too early, I don't really think it's too early. It could too early, maybe, depending on the type of girl she is. She might not want to hear that shit. So that shit might scare her off. Like, oh, this boy a freak. Like, he told me this shit date number 3. Like, oh no. So, I mean, but then again, you got the other girl that be like, oh my gosh, I love this dude. So I don't know. It just it depends on the vibes. I mean, yeah, man, that's all I can really say. It depends on the vibes. What you think?
It's tricky, man. I agree. I definitely think you tell your friend. I don't know, like everybody be having different relationships with their friends as well.
Yeah,
I've always been pretty like transparent with my friends, except for you, Bree, because you guys don't tell me shit anymore.
That's capital.
So I had to find out about your baby at a fucking housewarming party.
Man, I wanted it to be the biggest surprise ever, and it was funny because your reaction is caught on camera. That was the best part.
That was disgusting.
You the one standing right next to me had no idea.
Disgusting.
Yeah, man, I was glad. Number 2, I got you though. You got early access. You got the early access to that joint.
Yeah, I would say I don't know. I don't even know how you know when you love somebody.
I don't think it's a
specific thing. I think that she got me shit is funny because I think there is a point where that hits you to where like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, this happened.
Yeah. But then it's like that happens. You don't say it yet though, but that happens, and you're like, all right, I gotta make sure this shit like is serious though. So you do a series of vetting, and then you like,
okay, I found this on the web.
Siri is a fucking hater, but you do a vetting, and you just making sure that this shit gonna last, this shit gonna stay, and then eventually you just let that shit out.
Yeah. Do you say it first or do you wait?
It depends on how I'm feeling. Like I told you, I'm a lover boy, man. I'll say that shit. I don't give a fuck. And however it go, that's how I go. But I'm sitting here thinking like if I never got it back, that would be sick. That would be a little sick from I guess that's a male ego thing that needs to be checked, but it would be a little salty if I didn't hear that shit back.
Yeah, I don't think I'm saying it first ever.
Nah, I'll let that shit fly. I ain't gonna lie.
You're a risk taker, man.
Gotta be. I gotta know. Like I just gotta know. Like, am I hearing along? Is this real or is this not? Let me know. Because if I ain't get it back, I'll probably dub the shit. Honestly,
you gotta dub it. You gotta dub it.
I'll be like, all right, well, and you not there yet. That's fine. I'm cool. I'll go love somebody else for real. Fuck it. I don't know, man. I don't think it's any time too early though.
I agree, man. I don't really agree, but I agree. I think it's interesting. Like, never mind. Fuck it.
We're here already.
We got a freaky ass boy in our fucking comments. I'm trying to ignore this shit, dog. It's always a troll and shit drawing on my fucking comments. Every fucking time is somebody weird in the motherfucking comments being freaking me out.
I don't even know him.
Huh?
You know him?
No, I don't know who the fuck that is. He got a little face on. I have no idea who that is. Dog, eat a dick, pussy. How about that?
I don't know what he's saying.
Saying he has a ball of twine and a couple golf balls. He's trying to make a great game. I freaky joke. Dog, eat a dick. A freaky boy. A freaky boy.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you listening. No, it's good impressions. Nah, bro. I always think like, it's a joint like outside of like when you first start talking to a girl and you're nervous about the texting, is when you're looking forward to the calls throughout the day.
Oh, you going?
When you're looking forward to
when you feel that phone ring, vibrate, whatever, and you want it to be a certain person and it's not them and you actually disappointed, you going. You going.
It's over.
You're going. You're long gone.
It's over, bro. It's over. And then when you stop, like, because I'm a calculated guy. When you stop, like, talking with a plan, like, if you like, I'm always answering the phone, like, with a plan of what I'm about to say and what I'm going to do and so and so. When you just answer, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. You're gone.
Wrap me up, bro. I'm done. Serve me up. I'm done, bro. It's over. It's over. It's over, bro. Over. I was going to say, do you say you love? All right, so that's my second question.
Mm-hmm.
When do you introduce them to your family and friends? But I guess the follow-up question would that be, do you say you love you before you do that? Or is that one of the tests?
I'm definitely, I kind of got to love you before I introduce you to the family and friends. Because everybody not like this, but me personally, I'm very picky on who get to meet my family and friends. Because family, it's already like, all right, you're not about to meet my mom and shit if you're not about to be around. Mm-hmm. And even with the friends, because close-knit group over here, so you meet my friends, it's definitely like, oh yeah, I'm cuff. Like, I'm cuffed. I don't even if I date a girl, I might not even share that with a friend half the time. It's just like, all right, that shit ain't going nowhere, so they don't need to know. Or I'll just bring that shit up months later, like, yeah, I went on this date with this girl, blah, blah, shit went like this, shit was ass. But yeah, if you meet them, you probably solidified.
Yeah, I agree. If you meet my family and friends, we're pretty much getting married at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely
it's pretty much over at that point.
That jersey gone. It's not in stores.
I'm already thinking
about on the Mitchell and Ness, man.
I'm already thinking about kids and shit at that point. It's over.
Yeah, you meet the family and friends, you in the game.
Yeah, I would say, like, I definitely have to love you already, and it's had to be communicated. And honestly, like, I'm not that guy to where it's like, yo, my girl has to get along with my family and friends. Like, she has to be cordial, and it would be really convenient and nice if she does. But I'm not looking for, like, I don't really give a fuck what my friends think.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Like, I wouldn't give a fuck if my friends like, oh, your girl's not that fun, or like so-and-so. Like, I don't care. I wouldn't care.
Yeah, she's supposed to be fun for y'all. She's fun for me.
Now, it would be a little different if my friend came, like, one of my friends came to me and was like, oh, like, I think she's kind of spiteful, or like, she's kind of nasty. Like, you might want to watch that, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like they caught wind of something, then I would take it. But like, you don't think she's fun or cool to hang out? I would give a fuck.
Yeah, nah, she just won't be around you then. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine. Like,
yeah.
One last cookie.
Yeah, I do take it into a consideration, not in the point of I'm gonna be with this girl or not, but it's definitely like a all right, well, I just won't bring her around. That's fine. And your girl personality or whoever you date personality is like, all right, maybe she won't mesh well with this person, or maybe she won't mesh well with my mom or my sister. So
everybody's not for everybody.
Then that's a fact. Everybody's definitely not for everybody, and that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it's for you, that's all that matters.
If you put me in a room full of introverts, I'll make it uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I get it. So, like, everybody's not for everybody. That being said, it is very nice when you do bring somebody around and they get along with everybody.
Yeah, nah, ain't nothing better. Because then you're like, all right, Are you nervous or tense when that shit happens? When you like, all right, first introduction, here we go. We walk in.
It's not a nervousness of like, are they going to get along?
Mm-hmm.
It's more of like a nervousness of like, are they comfortable? I'm so close. Like I'm already close with my friends, so like I know all my friends pretty well at this point. Like I've been friends. I don't have like any like new friends, so I know all my friends pretty well. So I know they're gonna have fun and so and so. But like if I bring my girl around and like now I'm kind of like, all right, well like is she comfortable here?
Yeah, if I start rapping Kendrick Lamar, is she gonna be freaked out?
Yeah, is she cool? Like is she like everybody knows how I act and I act the same around her and whatnot. But like it's like yo like. All right, if I walk off and talk to this group of friends for a while, is she going to be able to like do her own?
Yeah.
That's more so what I would be nervous about.
Yeah, I ain't never thought of that. I think I'm more like I am on the comfortable side. Like, damn, let me make sure I'm not just leaving her here, blah blah. But yeah, I definitely let it be like, all right, fuck it. We'll see how this goes. And it is always a test when you just leave them alone, see what happens, come back like you good.
Oh, yeah, bro, you walk back in their face and shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's over. It's over.
You didn't love them before.
It's over. It's over.
Done. Travis had a good question. Would you be upset if you like somebody and your family doesn't? If they were adamant about it, that would be a little iffy for me. It wouldn't be iffy. It wouldn't change how I felt about them, but it would be inconvenient for me. Like if I let a lady meet my mom was like, I don't want to be around her at all. That would be really abnormal for my mom, and that would be like, oh, okay, well that sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that is a good question, but yeah, my personality. I feel like if you've been listening long enough, you know my personality to an extent. I don't give a fuck. I like who I like, and if you don't like them, sorry, not sorry. Like my friends is my friends. My girl gonna be my girl. My mom is gonna be my mom. My family gonna be my family. You don't like my mom don't like you. I don't know what to tell you. That's who's gonna be around me. That's who's gonna be here till the day I pass. I don't know what to tell you. So
yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, the reality of it is like, if you date me, you know how I am. So it's like I'm not gonna stop talking to my mom ever.
Yeah, so
you guys don't like each other. Like you're gonna have to understand that. Like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to go to this Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna have to meet you at yours later.
Yeah, and the only weird shit that would turn me off from family or the girl is if it's a constant like, oh, I just don't like her. I just can't be
that would be dead for me.
All right, yeah. This is stupid. Yeah, this is like, what are we talking about? Is you could keep the feelings, personal feelings, if you don't like them or don't like them to yourself. But like once you start expressing a dislike or whatever, it's just like, all right, like what am I supposed to do with this information right now?
If you ever hit me with an ultimatum in any situation, it's over.
I've always said that anybody ultimatum,
it's over.
I ain't the ultimatum person. I ain't gonna answer your ultimatum, and I'm gonna just look at you like, okay.
And that's any relationship. And that's that's not just the girl I'm dating or the friend. Like if I have friends and they're like, yo, like you got to be friends with me or him, bro. Shut up.
Yeah. What do you think?
I was hanging out with both of y'all. Now it's just him. Free.
No, this ain't a movie, dog.
Even if my parents hit me with that shit or sibling, like yo, like all right, well, we're not going to talk to you if you're dating them.
Okay.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Have a blast. Yeah.
Okay.
Have a fucking blast. Cause not a shot.
See you when I see you.
I guess my last follow-up question would be, what's too early to move in with somebody? Oh, and I guess 2 parts. What's too early to move in with somebody, and should you move in before you get married?
I would say you definitely should move in before you get married. I always wonder why people say don't. I never understood it because I don't feel like you really know somebody until you move in with them. You see every tendency, you'll understand way more about them. You'll see what you like about them, what you don't like about them, what gets on your nerves, where they help you at, where they hold you down at. You got to. You just learn way more about a person once you move in with them.
I agree. I had this conversation recently, and I was like, yeah, like I get the romanticizing of it. Like, oh, you get married, then you start your life. It's not realistic.
No.
It's not realistic.
It's like saving sex for marriage.
Yeah, it's not realistic.
No. Yeah. Move in with that person, whether it's for a year, whether it's whatever it is, you'll learn quickly if you really like that person or not. Real quick.
I wouldn't want to deal with the headache of it after we get married. Because I feel like moving in with somebody would be a really big adjustment.
Yeah.
Regardless of I feel like if I like somebody enough, I'll figure it out. But I'm not trying to get married and then have to go through that figure it out phase either.
Especially when you saw your own space and you get into a marriage before you experience being in that space with the person you marrying. It's like, damn, you don't clean? Like you don't do this, you don't do that. I gotta do other shit. I don't know.
I know everybody's finances are different and whatnot, but I think it's important to have your own personal space within the home.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. But yeah.
It's coming from a guy who's got a fucking man cave in his basement.
I mean, that's just the way life turned out. Luckily for me, praise God, you feel me? All that good stuff. But
amen. Take your time.
Won't he do it? But yeah, I mean that's ideal, but that's I will say that helps. I'll say that helps to have a space you could go, both sides having a space you could go and being able to relax and do what you like to do. And even with the moving shit, I always tell people when I give relationship advice, make sure both of y'all got fucking hobbies. Have shit you like to do. If you're depending on somebody just to be everything for you all day, you about to make that other person's life miserable.
Yeah, I like if you're up under me, but also I'm gonna need my own bike ride.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need to go play basketball or golf. I'm gonna need that, and that's an issue. We'll have to figure that out. But no.
Yeah, hobbies is a must, man.
It doesn't have to be a couple activity.
It's a little worrying when you get with somebody, they don't have hobbies and they expecting every moment of the day to be under you. And you like, damn, can I get an hour to myself? This shit is crazy and overwhelming.
I don't want to be a distraction to your life. I want you to be able to be alone with your thoughts. I want to be a booster and an answer. I don't want to be the fixer to everything.
Yeah, it should just be an add-on. It should be making shit easier for you as we progressing in this shit we call life, man.
I agree. I want to go into random thoughts?
Yeah, let's do random thoughts. Learned an interesting fact earlier this week, man. Only 30 to 50% of people have internal dialogue.
Oh shit, really?
30 to 50%.
I talk to myself all the time.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what that's like if you don't.
Just completely.
Because when I'm hearing 30 to 50%, I'm like, okay, let's meet in the middle. Let's say 40. If only 40% of people have internal dialogue with themselves, what the fuck is going on in other people's heads?
Clear
living in bliss?
Clear brain. Just clear thoughts. Time until you need a reaction.
I'm even just to the simplest shit of driving, okay, this car is right there. Oh, that car in front of them got their brake lights on. Let me hear it put mine on. So I'm standing to the back of this. It's just so much shit you talk about to yourself.
I'm thinking everything. That reminds me, one of my buddies that I golf with all the time told me the other day, he was like, about 90% of the time I ride in silence.
Damn.
And I was like, you might murder people.
Yeah, that's a crazy conversation out here in the ride, bro.
He was to the point he was like, when I ride with other people, I'm so used to it that they'll be like, yo, can you turn music on?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Let's not do this.
That's fucking crazy. I'm constantly talking to myself.
Oh man, I remember when I had the Buick and my radio went out for a little bit. I was wearing my AirPods in my ear. I can't.
Gotta put your headphones in.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't. I get it for sometimes. It's okay to have some quiet time and shit, but man, yeah, that's that.
Two or three times. There might have been 2 or 3 times I rode in silence, and they were both. I was so hungover, I thought I might have died.
Come on, man.
That's the only time I've ever rode in silence. No radio, no podcast, no music, not a shot.
Nah, I gotta hear something.
I thought everybody had like that second person they're talking to.
I assumed it too, man. This is studied by Harvard guys, so this is a real fact right here.
It's got to be a fact. It's got to be a fact. All right, I'm going with the random fact that I've been bringing up over the last couple of weeks, but it keeps getting intensified. We're in the middle of a global heat wave that has registered 5 of the last, I think it's 7 hottest days in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So everywhere in the globe is hitting their hottest point ever. And we're absolutely fucked, yo. Nobody's even talking about it. We are fucked, yo. The hottest, 5 of the last 7 hottest days ever in the middle of the summer over across every fucking globe.
Yeah.
We're done for. Nobody's talking about this shit, yo. We're fucking done for, dog. It's over. It's over. Our kids have kids. Those kids are dying. Yo, our grandkids are fucking shot. Not a shot in the world, bro. This shit's not even
by 2050, don't be surprised of seeing temperatures of 120 on a regular summer day.
We're done, bro. It's over. We're fucking done. This shit is crazy, yo. Everywhere is having a historic heat wave, and we're coming off of fucking
a weak ass winter with no snow.
Canada fires, no snow. Summer's going into late September now. There's giant fucking tidal waves. There's tornadoes. There's droughts. We're fucked.
Yeah,
we're all dead.
It's going down, man.
Everybody should fall in love and cuddle because it's done.
Yeah, it's
over,
a wrap.
Bro. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, bro. We're all fucking dead. Not yet, though. I mean, I think we're good. So
we got some time. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be fine. Selfishly, we're living it up. Yeah, we get summer till October.
Yeah.
Count me in.
I was born in the 90s. We like to be outside.
Fuck. Yeah, the generation. It's crazy. People don't believe in evolution. The new generation, they coming outside in hoodies when they come outside. They're a different breed.
Yeah, they fucking different.
They're already evolving, dog.
They wearing shiesties outside. It's 110. You wild.
Come on, bro. These motherfuckers outside in hoodies and black pants. It's 105 degrees out, and they not even sweating. If that's not evolution, I don't know what the fuck is, dog.
Are you cold? No, I'm not cold.
Yeah. Nah, they're not even sweating, bro. They got full fucking North Faces on, and they're not even sweating. It's 105 out. I got a beater on outside. I'm about to check. These motherfuckers are everyday life. Shit is crazy. I try to ride a bike in the middle of these smoky ass fucking mountains and shit. I almost died. These little kids was outside smoking a vape while hooping, dog. They didn't care. They didn't fucking care. They got a hoodie on. They smoking a vape. They smoking a blunt. And they hooping full court. Not even sweating.
That good COVID brain, man. They different,
man. Bro, shit is different now. Shit is different. Shit is different. I'm glad we're gonna die before this shit hit because I can't do one.
Too, man. I'm gonna try to prepare, my man, but we gonna see what happens.
Game over. Oh, anyway, that was a good pop, man. Glad maybe we just went to the Thursdays. There's a lot more to talk about once you get to the week.
Let the week play out, man. That was a good one.
All right, views from the chair. Catch you guys next week.
All right, so next time.